Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange, and it's finished Liverpool 1, Leicester 0, and we're one step closer to winning the Premier League trophy. So we know it wasn't the greatest of games to watch, but we've done what champions do, and we've got over the line again. Once again, that's now 6 wins in our last 7. I've probably been a little bit critical over the last 2 months for the performances, but look, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, and we have won 6 out of the last 7. Our form is good. We're doing what champions do. We're picking those results up. And yeah, another good result today. Arsenal obviously got the win against Ipswich this morning, and that's the reason we haven't lifted the trophy yet. But now we've got the chance to go and do that at Anfield against Tottenham next weekend. If we can pick up a win, then it's all good. Yeah, I mean, look, it would have been nice to win the trophy this weekend, but my preference has always been to lift it in front of the fans at Anfield. I think that will be one hell of an occasion. We have to look at Tottenham, and they will be probably resting players for the Europa League against, is it Bodo Glimt they've got, I think. So that game will come. That game will come before the first leg, I believe. So yeah, we're probably going to see a slightly weakened team from Tottenham. And look, we beat them in the Carabao Cup semi-final quite convincingly at Anfield as well. That was with probably a stronger team that they'll play next weekend. So yeah, I mean, on paper, it should be a victory for Liverpool. I don't see us having any issues there. And irrespective of what Arsenal do midweek against Crystal Palace, then yeah, we'll lift that trophy at Anfield. We could actually be champions before we get to that game. If Arsenal get beat against Crystal Palace on Wednesday night, we will be champions. And it would be nice to be able to lift the trophy there after the game at Anfield and have the fans celebrate. In regards to the game, yes, it was a tough one to watch. A couple of positives were Trent Alexander Arnold coming back. I mean, look, regardless of what's happening with his contract, I think when he scored that goal, you saw the passion he had for Liverpool. I'm not as convinced anymore that he will be leaving for Real Madrid. The reason I say that is obviously Ancelotti will be leaving Madrid at the end of the season. It looks like potentially Xabi Alonso will be coming in to take charge. Now, we don't know what that means for the way that Alonso wants to play football. He may not fancy Trent. He may not want Trent. I think from what I can see, this move to Real Madrid was very much orchestrated from Ancelotti. So that could change things going forward. And look, I think the midweek game against Arsenal, where Real Madrid, they got annihilated over the 2 legs. Hopefully Trent Alexander-Arnold's taking a look at that and thinking, look, this isn't the Real Madrid of old. This isn't. Yes, the name Real Madrid is a massive, massive name, but I don't think that team. I think this is potentially one of the worst Madrid teams we've seen in recent years. Yes, they've got some superstars, but we just don't play together as a team. I think the problem, you've got Vinicius, you've got Bellingham, you've got Mbappe, who all want to be the main man. They don't seem to want to play together as a team. And I think, look, if I was Trent, I would definitely be stepping back and taking a look at what I want to do going forward. Like I say, Liverpool are going to win the Premier League this weekend. Not this weekend. Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. And I think, look, Trent Alexander-Arnold has won the Premier League with Liverpool. He hasn't won the Premier League and lifted it in front of the fans and celebrated with the fans. And I think that could be a bit of an eye-opener for him. I think he'll probably get emotional when we do lift that trophy. And like I say, I mean, it's nothing we don't already know. It's a potential insight that 2 years down the line, Trent will be captaining Liverpool. If we maintain what we're doing and we carry on going the way we are, I think we will still be lifting trophies, and hopefully the major trophies. And I think that could possibly be the best decision for Trent. Like I say, in terms of a game, it wasn't the prettiest to watch. We did create chances. We also looked a little bit vulnerable at the back. I thought we probably upped the intensity in the second half. We had a few opportunities. Nothing clear cut. We hit the woodwork a couple of times. But yeah, I mean, Trent Alexander Arnold coming on the pitch. I thought Trent did well when he came on. I thought he made a difference, and we can look at Conor Bradley as being a first team right back. And I love Conor Bradley. I'm not putting him down. But I think it's clear to see what we lose when Trent Alexander Arnold's not on the pitch. So yeah, it could be a little bit worrying going forward if Trent does leave. I've got a video coming out on Tuesday where I actually think I potentially found the next Trent Alexander Arnold. When I say I've found him, I'm not claiming to be the only person who's sort of found this guy. He will be well known in a certain country. I don't want to reveal too much. You'll have to wait for a video on Tuesday for that. But there will be clips. There will be analysis, and we'll just take a look at how he could compare to Trent Alexander-Arnold and how he could be perfect for what Liverpool are looking for this season if Trent Alexander-Arnold does leave. But yeah, basically, where are we at? We are showing signs of being champions because we are relentless. We're picking up the victories. We haven't really played well for a couple of months now. But like I say, we've won 6 out of the last 7, and that goes all the way back to the end of February, 23rd of February. The game before that, we drew with Aston Villa. So yeah, I'm happy overall where we're at. I think we've got an exciting summer to be had. It'll be interesting to see who we bring into the club. I think in terms of goals, we look like we're a little bit lackluster in the final third. Mo Salah hasn't produced for a few weeks now, and I think we'll be looking to bring in a player that will guarantee us goals. I think Arne Slot said it in his press conference before the Leicester game that he wants goals, and I think that's what we need from a Liverpool point of view. We need to take some of the pressure off Mo Salah. We need to take the emphasis off him to pull us through these games, and we need to just sort of spread that out a little bit across the front line, and I believe in midfield as well. I saw reports this morning that Xavi Simons will be available in this summer, and he's expecting to leave in the summer. Would that be something that Liverpool potentially will be looking at? I don't think that would be the worst signing in the world. I believe there's a €60 million price tag on Xavi Simons. If I was Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, I think I'd be all over that because I think he's a brilliant player. He's creative. He's versatile. And yeah, I would be seriously considering that as an option for us. I think it showed in midfield that we lacked a little bit of creativity. Szoboszlai, I like Szoboszlai, but I think he's sort of running out of steam towards the end of the season, and we're seeing Szoboszlai's he's a funny one. When he plays well, he's the first name on the team sheet. If he doesn't play well and he's not as effective, you sort of wonder what he brings to the club, what he offers in the team, sorry. And yeah, I think we'll be looking for someone who can potentially make more of an impact on a more consistent basis. But yeah, I think, look, all in all, we've got to be happy. We are going to lift a Premier League trophy. It will probably be next weekend against Tottenham. And yeah, get yourselves on the bandwagon because Liverpool will be lifting the 20th Premier League trophy in their history. And I know you're going to get in the comments about that and say they haven't won 20 Premier Leagues. Look, it's all the same trophy. It's the same league. We have won it 20 times, and yeah, we're going to lift that next season. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the game in the comments. I'm not in the office today. I've been out for Easter, so obviously I've just pulled over and decided to make this video. Yeah, I thought we'd have a more convincing victory against Leicester. I thought we'd see more of the Liverpool of old. That wasn't to be. we got a tough run of fixtures coming up. Tottenham being the first one at Anfield. I would like us to get that done over the line before we go away to Chelsea, before we play Arsenal at Anfield. Brighton as well, not an easy fixture, and Crystal Palace, I think it is, last game of the season. So yeah, I'd like to get it tied up before the Tottenham game. Hopefully Arsenal can slip up in the week. I say hopefully Arsenal slip up in the week. I actually don't want them to. Again, I said in my last video, we've got the luxury of deciding when we win the league. For me personally, I would like to win it after a good performance and a victory at Anfield, where we pick 3 points up. I'm hoping Arsenal win midweek and then we beat Tottenham at the weekend and we lift a trophy that way. Just because the last time we won it was obviously in the COVID season, and it was a similar sort of thing. We were sort of looking out for other results. I think it was it Man City that slipped up, and we won the league without playing. I want it to be at Anfield in front of the fans, where that's the first time we know we've won the league. Obviously, we are all expecting it, but I want it to be the first time and it's official, as I'm sure most of you guys do as well. But yeah, all in all, it was Leicester. It turned out to be quite a tricky tie. Trent Alexander Arnold back from injury, a positive note. No new injury concerns, which is good going into the Tottenham game. 3 points away from home. We got a best record away from home in the Premier League. Yeah, I think we've got to be happy. You're going to see people on Twitter, and look, I've been one of them in the last few weeks, criticising the performances. But I think that was more out of frustration, because we weren't as close to winning the league, and I expected to see better performances. But if we look back at previous years, I think most of the teams grind results out, and that's exactly what we're doing at the minute. So yeah, overall we're happy. We're going to win the Premier League. We will be champions. Let me know what you thought of the game in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.